Hi, this is Vicki from INTERLOCKS. I'm a master stylist and master colorist there. Thank you so much for tuning in at the moment. I know everybody's been locked up and, we've been all trying to get used to our new normal. And everybody, I'm sure, is at this point feeling really frustrated by their regrowth. And I know, I want to do your hair as bad as you want to have it done. Trust me. So I thought I'd go over a few of the products that we have at INTERLOCKS to help you with that. Just give you a brief overview of the three things that we have for you. So the first one is the Orb Spray. The Orb Spray is a light airbrush type spray. By light airbrush, I mean it's a softer feel to it. You can layer it to give it more coverage, but it's really a nice soft alternative. And what all you would do is you would take and part your hair wherever your hair is parted and you want to show, where your regrowth is. And you would just go ahead and give it a light, 6 inches away, give it a light spray to take the edge off. Then you would take your fingers and just kind of softly tousle it through. And then if you need more coverage, you would just go ahead and go back in. And you can see at this point, I definitely have regrowth as well as I have lighter, darker ends that I'd really want, or lighter ends that I actually want. So that's one way to cover your gray. So the Orb, again, kind of think of that as for your fine hair. I think it's a really great choice. It gives your hair a little body at the same time. Then we have the R+Co Root Touch-Up. The R+Co Root Touch-Up, again, the same idea. It is a spray. You want to go ahead and hold it a good 6 inches away from the hair. But in the R+Co, it actually has 7 shades to choose from. So again, I love going in with a little darker root. The one that I have here is a dark blonde. So let me just section off another piece here. And the dark blonde will give me a little bit of a darker root color. So I could go in and play with that and give myself a little bit of a darker root. And at the same time, it'll blend my gray away a little bit better with a little bit of a darker color. So again, this one has a little bit more, and I'm just going to show you, it has a little more of a nozzle to it. So it's a little bit more direct. I would say that you get a little bit more pigment out of this one. So be careful. Don't hold it quite as close or as the Orbe, because the Orbe is a little bit more of the kind of soft air, airbrush look. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you. So again, I'm going to just go in and you can see that this has a little bit more pigment to it. So it's giving me a little bit more tone. The R+Co actually has biotin in it. Biotin, as you probably all know, it gives the hair a lot of thickness and oomph to it, which I have very fine textured hair. So I like what the R+Co does as far as giving me a little bit of volume to my hair too. So again, 7 shades. Go on our website. I'm sure you've all seen it. Our store is up and operating, and it has all the colors listed there and further information. So it's really a good tool to use. The next product I have is the Goldwell Root Touch-Up. Now this little guy comes in the cutest little dispenser. So all you do is pop it open, has a little mirror there, so you could even touch it up, a little closer looking into that, or carry it in your purse when we're back out in the world. And then the bottom just simply screws off and has a little pad on it. So all you do is simply touch it into the pad a little bit. And this is a little bit more of a powder. So I would say also the people that have a little coarser hair, that you're really trying to lay down the hairs, it works really well. So again, let me just grab another section here. I'll have all my gray covered up for today so I can go out in my yard and play with my dogs and have no gray showing since we're all in. So again, you just go in and you dab it in and touch it up to the regrowth area and simply kind of give yourself that little. So again, you're going to go in and just kind of touch it up like that in your part line. You can do this around your face or in your part line, whatever you choose to use it for. That way you're covering the gray based on the way your hair is styled that day. Now you can see I got a little on my skin right now, but no worries. It's a powder and it blends in easily. I usually comb it in after and then just go in and take my finger and just give it a soft blend. So it's very easy to use. Again, that one, because it's a powder and I can really dab it on, for those of you that have the really coarse hairs that kind of poke out, it's a great product to use for that. If you have the little pokey ups and stuff that don't ever want to cover enough when you're using a spray, sometimes the little dabbing of the Goldwell will, you know, give it a little bit better coverage and you can pat it in. A great tip with that is once you've done that, go ahead and finish with a nice light aerosol hairspray, which will set all that in. I love the Oribe Super Hold Hairspray. That's one of my favorites. Or the anti-humidity in Oribe as well. Again, on our online website, you can look at all of those and see the information. We have a curbside pickup, and we also can ship it to you. So either way. Let's see, what else can I tell you? So another big thing with styling and covering gray hair is a really cool tip. If you have a bang section, really make sure you're taking your bang section and pulling it all forward. You can see that I don't have really a part then, and it kind of gives you that coverage of gray. The only place where you'd really see gray is kind of through my back part and up in my crown area. So those of you ladies that know, or men that know that you have a real bad or strong garlic in the back, you definitely want to take your root touch-up, your Oribe root touch-up in this case I have, and make sure you're really spraying in that back section a little bit so that you're getting that colic area, because you don't want to see a split where you normally would have of the way it grows and show that gray spot in the back there. A lot of people will always say to me, Vicki, you know, I feel like I'm going bald back there or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, no, that's not what it is. It's just that your hair's splitting from the growth pattern. And if you have gray in that section, it definitely shows a lighter looking area. So you're not going bald, you're not losing your hair, just put a little root touch up and it will give you better coverage back there with your gray. Another thing that I'd like to talk to you about is making sure that you're wearing kind of a fuller, messier look if you're trying to cover your gray. So one of the worst things you can do, of course, is pull it all straight back into a pony. If you do that, you're going to show all your grays around the edges. The one thing that you can do when you do that is before you pull your hair back, go ahead and go in with your root touch-up spray and spray around the edges, then go ahead and go back into your pony. In that way you'll cover your grays around the edges, because anything that's severely pulled back will show your gray or your tinsel or whatever you'd like to call it, okay? Keep in mind that a fuller, soft look will always cover the gray better. So if you're covering your gray and you really want to keep a very, you know, low profile with the gray showing, just make sure you're tousling it a little bit. You're giving a zigzag part. A zigzag part is a very simple thing to do if you use a tail comb. If you don't even think about it too much and you just go ahead and go into your part line and then just start in your mind zigzag back and forth and then pull it up and split, and you have a nice little zigzag part, which will also give you a lot more volume, by the way. So a zigzag part will always give it a little bit more oomph on the top rather than a straight line part, which will also show your gray a bit more. Another little nice trick is, again, instead of a straight line part, you know, that you would make to one side or in the middle, if you take a diagonal line, it'll definitely give you a little bit more coverage and give you a little bit more less showing where the gray is. So that helps a lot too, okay? So we have, to recap, we have the Oribe airbrushed type feeling to that product, soft, but you can layer it to get really good coverage. Then we have the R+Co, which has a bit of biotin in it. The biotin will definitely enhance, you know, your hair's feeling and texture. It gives it a little bit more body. And then we also have the Goldwell Root Touch-Up, which is a fabulous little compact that you just go ahead and dab into that area. Very easy to carry in your purse or wherever you want to be on the go. So I hope this helped a little bit. We all look forward to so much coming back and being in the salon and doing your regrowth and getting you all taken care of. I can tell you for sure that we're so excited to get back to see you, and We appreciate you so much, and I hope you're doing okay. Please be well and stay safe. Thank you so much.